Good afternoon. This is Barbara, the East Coast Dragon Lady, coming to you with my weekly update and weekly happenings. It is a beautiful sunny day here. And as I said if you saw my video from last week, I talked about hold on, it was going to be a interesting week for weather. Certainly here on the East Coast, we had a predicted major snowstorm that didn't pan out. And here we are with another sunny day. Not so actual. It's sunny, but it's cool. But I'll take that. I love seeing the sun, and it's one of the reasons that I live here after 32, almost 33 years. In England, oftentimes we don't see the sun for many days, so that has been my trade-off. It's like at least it can be cold here, but we'll get the sun. So interesting week for me. I actually have chosen to take next week off work. The dragons are guiding me. I need to do some writing, and they suggested to take this following week off. So I'm going to go with their guidance to be writing. So I'm getting all my ducks in a row so that I can actually spend some quality time writing this week, and I'll see what comes out of that. I actually was guided to pick a card this week from the Starseed Oracle from Rebecca Campbell. So this is her book. It's actually beautiful colours. It might be a bit backwards for you. And this is the card that came out, I Remember. So again, beautiful colours, just my colours. And again, as I said, sometimes when I pull these cards for us as a collective, it's speaking to me, but that means that everybody else needs to hear it. So it's, again, from Rebecca Campbell's The Starseed Oracle. I Remember, Soul Plan. The fated life versus the destined life. So the inquiry for you after hearing this is, what are you being called to do? Surrender to your soul's plan. There was a moment before you were born when you chose the conditions of the life you're living right now, when you plotted out these exact moments along with the timeline of your life. We live in a world of free will, and therefore these moments become our destiny only through us saying yes. The fated life is the one we were born into. The destiny life is the one our soul chooses, and it takes courage and faith. If you pull this card, it's because you're likely now to be face to face with the choices to follow the destiny life over the fated life, to trust the path your soul is calling you towards, and to remember that this moment was prearranged on your life's timeline. You may find yourself at a crossroads, at a moment when you're being called to make a decision. So I took a pause there. So I will start with this paragraph, which is, it's because you are likely now face to face with the choice to follow the destined life over the fated life, to trust the path your soul is calling you towards, and to remember that this moment was prearranged on your life's timeline. You may find yourself at a crossroads, at a moment when you're being called to make a decision to keep walking the perfectly laid out path before you, or choose the one less traveled. You may be facing a change of career, a new relationship, a difficult decision, or something else that requires courage and faith. You're being invited to remember your soul's greater plan and to surrender to it. When you're confronted with a path that is undefined, it's normal for doubt to rear its head. In fact, this is a certain sign that you're facing your soul's greater plan. Every hero in his or her journey comes eye to eye with doubt. The only way around this is through it, and it's all part of the larger plan. So a lot to take in there, but that's certainly where I'm finding myself. As I said, that's what I've been guided to do this week. So fortunately, I had time to take off from my full-time job to do some writing. And as you know, when I write, it's channeled messages. So I'm leading up to that for this coming week. And the dragons are, I posted on my private page and a couple other pages, the message I got yesterday from the incoming dragons. And they're very chatty and they're being very funny. So, and any of you that work with dragons know they do tend to have a sense of humour. So that's this week. If you've been following me this week, and as last week, I've been using the Dragon Magic cards. And as I'm going to sort of just I might pop on here during the week to let you know how the writing's going. But I've been pulling these and I've been posting these little cards, which I think everyone that I've picked has been perfect for the day. So today's one is Dragon Healing. We dragons offer you healing to shift physical burdens. These are no longer present in your sacred life. Your body, your cells, your energy now shifts and aligns with a form manifesting only well-being. So, especially this time of year where so many people have got different bugs are going around. And this week here in Massachusetts, it's school vacation as well, which I had no idea. I don't have school-age kids anymore. So I hadn't realised when actually the dragons picked this week. They said, take this particular week off. It's also, that's the other thing I was going to say. Also, we've just stepped into the month of Pisces, even though it's not March yet. I'm a Pisces. I think I've mentioned it a few times. That's why I need to ground myself, because we tend to like to live in the ethereal world rather than here. So that's the plan for me for this week. I hope that everybody's had a good week. And let's see what next week brings us. But it's going to be an interesting one for me, and I will keep you posted. So have a good week. Oh, I also sent out my newsletter a couple of days ago. If you want to subscribe, got a hair now. If you want to subscribe to my monthly newsletter, I usually send it out about the middle of the month, only because I know a lot of people send them out the first of the month, and I was getting swamped with other people's beginning of the month. You just need to go onto my website, which is eastcoastdragonlady.com, and sign up for my newsletter. I usually try and keep you up to date with and on Monday, I know I mentioned this last week, but this Monday, the 19th, is when I have my hour with Caroline Mitchell. She is producing podcasts, and I have been invited to have a chat with her, which will be fabulous. I love her. You know that I'm British, but I love her. She's so British. And, I've lived in America for 32 years, so I always go, I just love that accent. And like I said the other day, I love the Scottish accent. So I'm really looking forward to an hour of chatting with her, maybe with a cup of tea. It'll be the evening for her. It will be midday for me. But for her, it'll be early evening. So I will let you know when that podcast is going to be aired. I know she's starting them on March 1st, or they're going to be launched on March 1st. I also put some information on my website about being on her podcast. So I think it's exciting that it's not going to be cut, it's unabridged. So we're just going to chat, which, and if you've been to my Dragon Hour, that's also what I do. I've been very fortunate to have people that love to talk. And as you know, I love to talk. If you know me in outside of Facebook, you know that I love to talk and tell stories. So it's going to be a good hour, and I'm excited about that. I've also just booked my spring guests. I do Dragon Hour once a month. I've got a great lineup, which will take us through to the summer. I just actually said I'm thinking that as it will take my Dragon Hours will take us up to July, which is when Dragon Thunder happens. And then August is, so maybe I will take a break there and start back in September. If any of you would like to be on my, it's sort of like a podcast. I use Zoom so that people can ask live questions. But if you would like to come along and chat about what your business is, what you're doing with dragons, I think one of my most watched podcasts, we really didn't talk too much about dragons. So, please check out my YouTube page and also my Facebook, where I post my Dragon Hour. So actually this in March, the 14th, I should know that because it's my birthday, my good friend Kelly Springer, who's also my co-host for Dragon Thunder, is going to spend an hour with us in March. That's going to be a Thursday again at 7 p.m. So when they're in this country, it works out. When my guests are from another country, we usually do them on Sundays. So I've got 2 guests in spring that are in this country and 1 from Italy. So that will be an interesting conversation. So again, have a good week, and I will check back with you maybe in the week.